Hey, so I just realized I'm not gonna make any progress in editing my videos anytime soon until I get a camera and upload it through a normal device that isn't Apple. So this channel for right now is mostly just me journaling about my life. So this is like a good way to store infinitely a bunch of videos for myself to go through later. I just went on a run. I was planning on going on a walk, but I went on a run because I just got out there and my feet just started moving. And I was like, bow, chicka, bow, walking, running. And I just got out. And I kind of just went aimlessly somewhere. Instead of normally what I've been doing of the past few weeks since I got here, like 2-3 routes. I just like ran across the street. There was just a little difference like that. There's this like side path. There's this like gas station behind it. There was this barn and this long trail. There was a short trail. And I just decided to get off the sidewalk and go run up and down that. And that was just fun, seeing a different perspective of things. Synergy raw kombucha. I don't like it. I like zero kombucha. That's much nicer. I don't like the sourness of this. I don't like how sweet it is. There's another flavor. Like, this is mostly the flavor gingerberry, but there's too much sugar in this. And then this kind of has like this icky biological feel to it. It's like I'm drinking swamp water, but it's super tasty and healthy. It's healthy swamp water. Like a girl's vagina, ha ha ha, if it's healthy. Like, I was thinking, like, should you give girls like kombucha in their pussy? Do you put, probably not kefir. I feel like not kefir directly, but kombucha sounds like it would be alright. Give them a kombucha bath, and then they're all healthy, and it's like, wow, you got a lot of good flavor right there. Put it on taste. That was a joke. I don't expect anybody to see this, at least not for years. So, like, this is mostly for me. And I think that's hilarious. I think optimizing the optimizing like pussy is the most hilarious thing on the planet that would like actually genuinely help a lot of people. Like, it would actually be a good thing to optimize pussy for everybody. For the most part, except for the people who are like, I don't want my pussy to be extra tantalizing. And like, stay away from me. And they're like in the forest, just like avoiding the pussy, the pussy trend. Like, get away from me, I'm a hairy girl. And like, I have armpits. Like, that would be the girl. It's like, that would be the girl. It's like, I'm just gonna keep it moisturized. And then like, they use swamp water instead of kombucha. And so that's the division. Are you gonna, in the future, are you gonna be a kombucha girl or swamp water from the lake? It's like, wow. Wonder which one's gonna make better beer though. So, I came running back here because I was dehydrated, but I turned on the video, started smoking easy. That was a fun ass run. This is my outfit. Yeah, me in the future. This is my outfit. I look cute. I look super cute. When you're old and crusty, you can look back on this and it's like, oh, that's such a cutie. Wow, look at that cutie booty. Wow. And then, like, one of the smartest people ever, if I can just get myself into live long enough until I have, like, normal stuff built up in my life, friends, career, like being a doctor. Like, I'm just gonna be a doctor. No matter what place I go in my life, eventually I'm gonna end up as doctor. I mean, I'm in it for, I could get paid not a cent and have to slave away for it, and, like, well worth it. The only thing worth value truly on this planet is the experience that one experiences. And we all pay for gum, YouTube videos on YouTube Premium for this YouTube that they used to pay Vsauce, that you pay for Vsauce videos because you got to keep the sauce going. And but you take you buy coats, you buy these things, and all they do is alter your perception. If you can find equanimity within yourself, then you don't care about those things. It's like equanimity is like all your value stats are equalized. What you give a shit about is stable. The future, the past, dissolving of the self to some degree, or having ability to jump around within the self, place to place, wherever you're at. Like, within the self, explore the mind. Like, equanimity has also a tendency of Rausch, which Rausch is the concept of fleeting be flightfulness, divinity, divine madness. It's what I went through over that year when I first started taking marijuana that made me the smartest man on the planet. One of the smartest, that's for sure. Like, Tyler, you know, I'm talking to you, future me. You fucking know. Like, even though not everything, I don't have the platform. I don't have the platform, I don't have the place, I don't have the applications, I don't have the ability to enact it in the world. But if you can jump around within your personality in an equanimous way that is aligned with the values of Stoicism, virtue, all that, Buddhism, Christianity, then those values, when properly aligned to being, so you find the correct target and you shoot for it and you hit it, and there's no misinterpretations, it's the correct target, you're aligned to all the correct targets that you could possibly be, and then there's this stream of meaning of best mode of action of superordinate goal structure being properly ordained into the right lifestyle that one can enact into their own lives by choice. And it's the situation. It's all measured out. It's like, and if you know you're doing your damnedest, you've thought about every little detail of every little thing in a terrible situation, you're gonna feel equanimity. If you do it in the best of times and all that, you're gonna find equanimity. People tend to be more lazy in good times, so they tend to be actually more miserable, because when you're having to really hang on, like when I was sick with the constipation thing, which was a hellish thing for anybody who may be listening, like no fucking joke, it was so much GABA, like a lot of extra GABA, a lot of extra bacteria. But when I was in that state, I would bring myself to a mindful state. I'd calm myself down. I'd use philosophy a lot more stringently, disciplinedly, like more frequently, just on and on, just to escape the pain or fortify against it, which philosophy fortifies against the pain. It does not escape the pain, though you should escape pain if you have the choice and there isn't a good reason to go for it typically. Only sustained sustained periods of pain can be difficult on the body, the mind, and it can be sacrificial for no good end. It depends, but you're not necessarily weak if you avoid pain. You could be wise, or you could be foolish if you go towards pain in the wrong way. Kind of like people who do yoga and pull their fucking hip bone out because they didn't pay attention, or whatever. Like pull a muscle or string or a sinew here, or a bone or a ligament there, and like paying attention to when to hold back and when to keep going is like part of a long game, and generally anything. Like the long game for running is like I gotta run every single day for a year. How am I gonna do that? Like right now I'm not running every single day, but like pretty soon, like my running ability, once I get like toughened up, right now I'm running and I just went on a run and I'm high on weed, and that helped. And it still required some amount of mental toughness, but it's not nearly enough. And I'm just sort of weak as of right now. But as I build up the habit and all these things, I'm doing them enough that they're gonna build up in the habits. The gym, running, yoga, meditation, like at least like sometimes it's like I'll only meditate for the day, but I'm still meditating. Hopefully all these things are done multiple times throughout the day. I should be running 2-3 times. I should be meditating two, 2-3 times. Maybe more than that. Most of the day, actually, something like 4 hours is what a real work week of. If you're trying to meditate, you ain't got a job, you need a profession, and you're trying to enact the benefits of discovering thyself out of meditating. It's like 4 hour meditation every single day, or deep meditation. 2 hours is pretty good. Just enough to really get immersed into the depths. But that's difficult. But if you can manage to do it, Mr. Millway, then you can definitely get some sped up results on everything that you're doing. So that might be something that I need to do. This life, this drive, this might. So the e-cig thing, still hitting it too much. I've been reducing it. Like I've been only hitting it like probably once or twice in an hour or 2 or 3. Like I might hit it once or twice in 1 to 3 hours. And I've been feeling a lot better. This thing is definitely responsible for a large chunk of my depression that has been occurring. My feeling, my psychological state. Still a little dreary and depressed, still a little lonely. I think the solution is I just listen to relationship podcasts, people socializing, particularly girls. I'm deprived of girls in my life. There's a lot of dudes that I'll talk to, and then mostly just because of the locker room. And like honestly, most dudes be dumb as fuck and kind of boring. And then when I find and meet girls, like when I actually meet the girl and I actually talk, it's like I have the most extraordinarily interesting conversations. On average, women are supposed to be slightly more intelligent than men. I think it's due to just like tendency to socialize early on in life, but it's also like you gotta maneuver. Like it maybe the mind gets a strengthening because it's like there's a level of weakness to being a girl that you have to be aware of, and then you have to socially maneuver around people in different ways. You can't just walk up and punch someone like a dude and it's like, okay, that's the problem solved. Which is like like a great option. Like you can, like times are changing. times are changing. Maybe girls could start like doing that, but like give them steroids when they're young. So it's like I'm a strong girl. I generally have like a personality, like a big five. My big five personality matches up more with females than males. It's like I'm high in agreeableness. I'm high in neuroticism, and I'm high in what was the other one? I don't remember. It doesn't really matter, but like I generally get along with women a lot better, even though I mostly just hang out with men. And then I'm like super excited to have a conversation with anybody, but particularly women, because it's like, wow, I haven't talked to a girl in a long time. I already have the assumptions of positive inquiry that is gonna happen eventually. They're gonna be like, care about my emotions, like what my experience on life is, like generally more compassionate, even if it's just to collect information to destroy my life with drama. Even that, even still, it's like there's like even if that's happened, that's kind of by the way. It's like there's still like a general psychological interest. Like I can't wait to go to college. Once I go to college and I join the psychology class, it's just gonna be filled with girls, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, he has the golden penis." And the golden penis is my virgin penis. That is fantastic high tier, and so like the golden penis. Oh right, golden penis syndrome. Like so I go to college. There's just like no dudes. There's like no masculine men. There's not a lot of dudes in general in college, but a lot of them are soy boys. If I show up, like I'm literally just like the top tier. I stand above the drinking ramen eaters. Like that's for sure. I like just skyrocket way past them. Like the thing is, like I'm not dating, and a lot of people would say, "Oh, you're a loser. You're a loser," and I'm just like, dude, like if I was dating, I would do so fucking well. Like I'm beautiful. That I already like obviously like I'm pretty beautiful, and God, thank God for that. Like honestly, like and I didn't even think about it for most of my life. I never thought of like only till like this year did I think of myself as a really beautiful person. Like really focusing on that and noticing it and like being aware that it's like wow, I'm super hot. Look at these thick thighs. Wow, thicky thick. Only till this year did I think that, and I don't really put a big emphasis on it actually genuinely mattering, like beauty and all that. Like it's it's definitely like a biological aid. It's like a signal of DNA synchronicity and all that, and like I honestly think like the emphasis on epigenetics and health is as far outweighs the limit. Like you can get a real retard, you can get a really dumb kid, under certain circumstances, but 9 times out of 10, you're just gonna have like a normal ass kid, and you don't really have to worry all too much. It's mostly like you have the kid and you raise them. Like getting married, having relationships for me is about children, which like no fucking dot. Like oh, not a lot of people see it as a hedonistic pleasure pursuit, but I think its primary pursuit in the most responsible superordinate goal is to raise children. And if you gotta raise a child, for the most part, you just gotta raise them well. Like, I've met a lot of people in my life. I've talked to thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And, like, the difference between, like, good looking and ugly people, it doesn't really matter all too much. Now, there's ugly people who look dumb. That's the scare. There's some people who look more aggressive and they end up being more aggressive. There's people who look more passive or effeminate and they end up being more passive and effeminate. Like generally, if you have a sharp jawline versus like a soft jawline, you tend to get different react. I think part of it is just you get uh, reactions from people, and it's a feedback loop of superficiality, but a lot of, and then maybe some of that leads to the facial changes and the hormonal balances, but in general, like, people look how they kind of act. They look kind of aggressive, they look kind of calm, they look kind of uh, or people treat them in such a way, and then over time shapes and morphs the way. Like there could be whole cultures of people who have a certain personality temperament differently than others, but looking good. Okay, looking good for what? Having kids or doing something like you got to sprint. Anything that's not like athletic or raising children, looking good doesn't really fucking matter unless you're an idiot who's just like, ooh, ooh, celebrity, he looks so amazing. It's like, fuck. Like I get that there's beautiful people and there's like dopamine that gets triggered and it's enjoyable, but like just unreasonable, like if it's a cool person, that's great, but if it's just disconnected and it's mostly superficial and they don't really understand the person, they don't really care about the person, then it's just silly to worship beauty, which is what this culture does in boatloads.